Jon, welcome home.
Thank you very much.
Been involved with a number of different projects as well, so how's it been?
It's been interesting actually. I've had 3 different projects to get my teeth into, 3 very different things. I was obviously the specialist bowling coach with England Lions in Brisbane and Perth before Christmas, and I moved on to do some work was more around an observational role and getting stuck in with whatever Perth Scorchers wanted me to do for 4 weeks, and then I joined up with England under 19 team at the World Cup and was head coach for them. So 3 very different roles, but all great experiences for me.
And a chance to learn in those first two roles from some very highly experienced head coaches in Justin Langer and Andy Flower. Learned a lot from them.
Yeah, most definitely. They're quite different in their approaches, but they've got quite different roles. You know, Andy's in a developmental role with the England Lions programme, and Justin's obviously in charge of a competitive team with the Scorchers. But both had some quite similar characteristics in the way they went about their business. And they were both very interesting guys to work for, and both very good people.
And the head coach yourself with England at the Under-19 World Cup, how was that experience?
Yeah, brilliant. It was very, very different to being a specialist coach. You have to manage your management team, and you have to manage the team. You know, I had a support staff of 12 and a team of squad of 15. So I was very busy managing them. It's again a very different experience, one that I will treasure because it still stand me in good stead for the future.
And what would you say the main things you've learned from your winter that you'll bring back here to Hove?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's lots of things, lots of very different things. I suppose it gives you a lot of confidence in your own ability as a coach. You know, you're reaffirming all your ideas and your philosophies and making sure that in different environments they work. And it's nice to get outside your own environment here at Hove and challenge yourself and put your philosophies and your thoughts to the test and see if they stand up with new people and new places. And they did, which was great. Other learnings would be just about how the guys manage people. You know, Flower and Langer, they manage their squads and their people extremely well. They're very good communicators and they were very consistent in the way they went about their business. So there was 2 great learnings for me as a coach.
And before Christmas, you were out in Australia. Did you get a chance to catch up with the new head coach, Jason Gillespie?
Yeah, we had a couple of beers after the second day of the first Test match. It might have been the first day. The first Test in Brisbane, so we caught up for a couple of beers and a bite to eat, and we chatted through a few things about Sussex. And you know, he seems a really good fella. Guy's very, very passionate about his coaching. He's got some really good ideas about how he wants the team to play. And I look forward to working with him more in the future.
And you must be thrilled with the progress this winter of one of your protégés, Jofra Archer. How's that been to watch out there and from afar as well?
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch him grow. You know, he's a very driven young man. You know, someone who really, really wants to succeed. He set himself clear goals this winter and he's achieved them and some. You know, so full credit to him. You know, he works incredibly hard at his physicality and he works incredibly hard at his cricket. He's still adding skills to his game and he's still improving. I think it's wise to remember that he's still a very young man and that there's a lot more to come from him in terms of skill. He's got to manage his own expectations now and also other people's expectations, and also he's got to manage his workload and make sure that he's fresh for as much of the season in wherever he's playing as he can be. You know, so he's got a tough job ahead of him now. He's going to turn up at the places that people expect a lot of him, so the pressure's on him, but I'm sure he'll rise to it as he has done already.
Jofra was living with you last season. I expect you might have a spare room going now. Do you want to put an advert out for any Sussex supporters?
Well, no, I'm not sure I'm going to get any supporters in. Young cricketers, we try to help them. You know, it's quite an interesting role as a coach, and they come into as part of our family. They live with us as part of our family. Especially guys from overseas, I think it gives them a really good grounding and a lot of stability whilst they're away from their own families. And Jofra and Dowra have been living with us. He's actually said he's quite keen to stay with us, so we've obviously done a good job. Or either that, he's really tight.
Put your rents up a bit, I think now, Jon, after the IPL auction. Yeah. And then for the other young bowlers under your charge that have been overseas this year and back here as well in Sussex, how have you been keeping an eye on their development and how do you assess the progress they've been making?
Yeah, I've been in touch with most of them, pretty much touch all of them in different amounts of time. They're all progressing well. I feel, whilst I haven't seen them, You know, the information I'm getting from them is all very positive. I've got guys. I saw a little bit of Garton before Christmas out with the Lions. He had a bit of a tough start, but then he progressed, and he's got a chance now to go and play in the Caribbean and show what he can do out there. I think there's a long way for him to go in terms of his development, but he's getting lots of opportunity, which is great for him. Whittingham's playing for Scotland, which I think is a brilliant opportunity for him to go and play some cricket. I've had some really good feedback from Ed Joyce about how he was bowling against Ireland. Abis Canley's been running in hard in Sydney with Oliver Robinson in the grade competitions. I mean, keeping in touch with them and their progress. I think they're progressing nicely. Excuse me. And then Chris Jordan, David Visa, they're playing in multiple competitions overseas as well. So I think I've got everyone there. And they're hard to keep tabs on because the modern cricketer is very much a global cricketer. But they've constantly sending me information, and I'm keeping in touch with them as much as I can. I'll be looking forward to getting them all back together as a group and putting them together and working hard as a group to win games for Sussex.
So once you're over the jet lag, it's straight back to work here, or back to work already?
Yeah, tell me about it. Keith Greenfield, he's a bit of a slave driver, to be honest. To be honest, I like coming into work. I love my job, and I've been in working with Stuart this morning. He flies out to South Africa to play in a World Cup qualifiers for Scotland next week, so it's important that I run my eye over him and make sure he's okay. The rest of the boys look like they're working extremely hard on their physicality and their cricket, and you know, I love being in and love my job, so it's an easy thing to do. Jet lag is horrible. 4 o'clock at the moment. I haven't got past 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then get some sleep, and then we look forward to seeing you back with a bang.